You know, every great movie has a score. Every championship team has an anthem. It just makes sense that every big thing you're trying to do, well, it needs a theme song too. Today, we're going to do more than just listen to music. We're going to turn it into a secret weapon. We're building the ultimate playlist to shape your mindset and absolutely drive your success.
So let me just ask you this right off the bat. When you have a huge pitch coming up, a really tough negotiation, or maybe just a mountain of work to get through, what's your go-to? What do you press play on to get in the zone? Go ahead and think of it, and keep that song in your head as we go.
Because here's the big idea for this whole explainer. We're moving past just having some random workout mix on. We're building a strategic toolkit. This is all about consciously picking the right sound for the right mission to get a very specific result. So you ready? Let's open up the toolkit.
Okay, first tool out of the box, music for resilience and grit. And this is so much more than just tough guy music. This is about connecting with your why, the real meaning behind your mission. These are the tracks that tap into that deep entrepreneurial spirit, you know, the ambition, the hustle, and that part of you that just refuses to quit.
I mean, this one lyric from Fort Minor's Remember the Name, it's basically become the mantra for the hustle, and for good reason. It just perfectly breaks down the formula for success. It's not magic, right? It's a calculated mix of skill, willpower, and yeah, a little bit of luck. It's the perfect reminder of what it really takes to keep pushing forward.
And all of these anthems, they just channel that same exact energy. You get that epic, world-beating, aspirational vibe from Hall of Fame. You get that raw, unfiltered CEO confidence from pretty much any Jay-Z track. And of course, that deep pride in the journey from Drake's Started from the Bottom. These songs, they're your foundational mindset reset. They remind you not just what you're building, but why you started doing it in the first place.
But let's be real, sometimes you don't have a minute to sit around and think about resilience. You just need a jolt of pure adrenaline. This next tool, this is your pre-game pump-up. It's designed for when you need a surge of unstoppable energy, like right now.
Think of it like a simple equation. On one side, you've got the challenge, that big meeting, that impossible deadline, that moment you have to be at your absolute best. And on the other side, you've got the solution. Tracks that are basically engineered to create that forward-moving, unstoppable momentum. And this lineup is full of icons for a reason. You've got the ultimate one-shot anthem with Eminem's Lose Yourself, which just perfectly captures that feeling of a make-or-break opportunity. And then you've got Lizzo's Good as Hell, which is basically a 3-minute shot of pure, unshakable self-confidence. How can you not feel great after that?
Okay, so we've covered the music for grit, and we've covered the music for adrenaline. But sometimes, the goal is to quiet the noise, not amplify it. And that brings us to our third and final tool, the soundtrack for deep strategic focus.
Now, the main rule here is simple, but it is so powerful. Swap lyrics for soundscapes. See, when you're listening to songs with words, your brain is trying to process them, and that actually pulls your attention away from the task at hand. But instrumental tracks, they free up all that mental space, creating the perfect environment for deep concentration.
And the ultimate goal here is to hit that flow state. You know that incredible feeling where time just seems to disappear and you are completely, totally absorbed in what you're doing? The right music is basically a shortcut to get you there.
And this is where you find the heavy hitters of focus music. Hans Zimmer's Time, it just gives you this epic big picture feeling that's perfect for strategic planning. And then there's a track like Marconi Union's Weightless, which has actually been scientifically shown to reduce anxiety. It was literally designed to calm your mind down so you can perform at your peak.
So, we have our three tools, music for grit, for hustle, and for focus. But how do you actually put them together for the biggest impact? Let's build a practical 30-minute power-up session that you can use anytime.
Now, this sequence isn't just random. It is a carefully designed psychological journey. You kick things off with Fort Minor to reset your mindset and remember your why. Then you start building that energy and visualizing success with Eminem and the script. Macklemore and Imagine Dragons push you to peak momentum. And then Hans Zimmer brings it all home, transitioning you into a state of calm, powerful focus, so you're ready to execute.
And you want to know the best part? The entire sequence clocks in at just about 26 minutes. That's less than half an hour to completely shift your mental state from feeling maybe a little uncertain to feeling absolutely unstoppable. It's this powerful, efficient ritual designed to give you an edge without eating up your whole day.
But hey, think of this toolkit as just your starting point. A great soundtrack is a living, breathing thing. You can use these resources to constantly discover new tracks, and you should really treat your playlist like an ongoing project that evolves right alongside your ambitions. Your soundtrack should grow with you.
So, if there is one thing to take away from all of this, it's this. The music you listen to is not passive. It is an active choice. When you curate your sound, you are actively curating your mindset for resilience, for momentum, and for focus.
Which, of course, brings us all the way back to the beginning. Now that you have the toolkit and you have the strategy, what are you going to press play on next to soundtrack your success?